This is Harry Judd for Boxing Social in association with Betfred and with the one and only Lisa Whiteside. It's been a long time coming. How are we?
Yeah, excited, raring to go. Just want to get back in that ring and get going again.
How does it feel to have such, I mean, is it 3 years you had out? How does it feel to now be back in action at the weekend?
Yeah, 3 years. It's been a long time, obviously. Initially was obviously to have my baby boy, my little treasure, but then unfortunately I got a shoulder injury and had to have an operation at the back end of last year, so it kind of put another extra year on top. But in the meantime, we've obviously rebuilding, we've worked on things, and then obviously just been sparred loads, just got everything. I'm probably feeling the strongest I've ever been, fittest I've ever been. So yeah, I just want to get back in there now. It's been like I've been definitely getting itchy knuckles, to say the least.
How was it mentally to, nearly be back in action, then the injury, and obviously having such a long time out? How was it for you mentally to get back into the ring and sort of get things going again?
Yeah, it was tough. Obviously, I was like firing on all cylinders last year, ready to I was going to be boxing in August, and sparring. Went to throw a left hook to the body, it didn't even land, and I felt it go. And yeah, mentally it was tough. I'm not going to lie. And I was like, is that it? Is this the end of my career? Can't believe my luck. I've had quite a few things thrown at me in the past, and you just think, God, why me? But I think it's just my personality to deal with it. Is come on, we'll get back at it, we'll crack on. And yeah, obviously the good thing is in that time span the female game's gone boom, hasn't it? It's gone massive. And then my managers have stuck by me, S-Jam, Adam, and obviously then said, right, when do you think you're going to be back out? When's safe to say? And I was like, well, they said, about May time. And he went, right, we'll start looking round. And then obviously got Probellum that have been interested and signed me to become on board with them. So really chuffed.
Obviously, I don't want to keep going on about the negatives in terms of that, but the positive may be having such a long time out, and you mentioned your baby boy, gave you that chance to bond and stuff and focus on him a little bit.
It did, yeah. A few people have said that, and then looking back now, I'm like, yeah, I've had a really good, he's 18 months old now, and to have all that time with him. Obviously, I've still trained and stuff like that, but like now, this is probably the first time I've only ever left him for a night, where he's been like at my mum's or my sister's, where now it's like 3 nights, and I'm already missing him. So yeah, it's nice to know that we've had that bond, and he's my world. So to now think, well, you know what, them moments, I'm glad that kind of happened in a way, because it stepped me away where I had no decision to make. It was just me, him, and quality time.
Am I right in saying you're at Super Bantam now? I was speaking to your training team early on, and you struggled with your weight before. Is Super Bantam weight now where you see yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I struggled, but it's flyweight. The reason why I stepped away from boxing was because it came apparent when me and my husband were looking about having a family, and making that weight depleted my body down to the point where I wasn't having monthly cycles, and I had to get a specialist help to start like things working again. So I was like, whoa, I'm stopping boxing. That was it. I was literally I was going for a title fight, and I was like, nope, it's not happening. Priority is to have a family with my husband. So to come back, I was like, I'm not going back down there. Like when I was an amateur, I was winning world and European medals initially at featherweight, and the only reason I dropped to flyweight was because featherweight wasn't an Olympic weight as it is now. So I did that for 7 years. I'm like, I'm not depleting my body down. I know I'm strong enough. I boxed at the heavier weights before. So yeah, Super Bantam, really nice and comfortable, happy doing it. Bantam wouldn't be an issue either. So both weights, and there's some cracking oppositions in both weights, isn't there? So just get me them opportunities. I'm happy to fight whoever, whenever, and let's just go.
You mentioned signing with Probellum. You were on the verge of last year of signing with Frank Warren. What was the decision behind Probellum, and why did you choose to go with them?
Obviously it was down to my management, looking at obviously what was put on the table for us, what opportunities, who were going to take me in the best route. So yeah, it was down to obviously take trust in Adam, and he gave me, well, this is what we've been offered, and I think we should go down this route, and that's the way we did. And I think it's going to be a good stepping stone in the right direction to get me in them positions, to get me them world title opportunities.
What are we expecting from you Saturday? Do you want to put on a performance, or is it about getting the rounds and getting the ring rust out of the way?
Well, the thing is, they offered me some other opponents, and I declined it because it was. I know it's not like degrading them, but it was too easy, and it wouldn't have been. It'd have been a first round stoppage. And for one, yeah, I want to get the rounds in, but also I want a bit of, something in front of me that's going to give me, push me and show the best of me. I think because you always box better if you're boxing a better person, I would say. So, I've got a girl. I don't actually know anything about her because I leave that to the boss, but I know she's had 40 fights and she's never been stopped. So, and she's been in with the current world champion at super bantam, took her the distance, another good names, good girls out there, and she's been in there. So, I'm not expecting an easy fight, so it's good to keep you switched on, keep you sharp, and should produce the best of me then.
One of your career amateur highlights was obviously the Commonwealth Games in 2018 when you won gold. Today's the opening ceremony. Are you excited about that, to see how Team England get on and the Commonwealths in general?
Yeah, I can't believe it's been 4 years. It's just flown. It was an honour that I did the baton bearing. I carried the baton for the Queen's baton relay last weekend. So it was nice to reminisce. It was nice to go out with my medal and see friends and family again. But yeah, can't wait for the team to go out there. I hope they absolutely smash it and just enjoy the experience, especially being at home. The Commonwealth's being in Great Britain, it should be absolutely huge with the crowds. So obviously, when I was in Australia, didn't have many people out there, and I remember in the semi-final I drew the Australian. You can imagine the crowd was all Australian against me, so at least now they've got the whole home crowd backing them up and cheering them on, so I think it should spur the team on.
And finally then, you mentioned how big the women's game, the women's side of the sport has gone. A massive fight coming up is Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm going to be there ringside. Good friend of mine, Sav, so wish her absolute best. I'm always going to be biased, but then I was there in 2012 when she beat her at the World Championships, and she beat her comfortably out there by using a jab. So, we all go on about Sav's power, but she's absolutely got huge boxing skills as well. So I think she can beat her in both aspects, but I think if that power lands, I think it'll be good night, Clarissa.